Hi mommies, here are my 4 steps in order to teach your kindergarten writing. You're just going to need some flashcards, the alphabet flashcards, number flashcards, paper, and pencil. I'm using the grade 1 writing pad and Mongol number 2 pencil. First one is to make a broken lines of their names. So I'm just writing down the name of my son. It's Hyon, so Hyeon. I'm just going to write down those letters. I'm just completing my son's name. After this one, you can now ask your son to trace those broken lines. Now let's jump to step 2, and that is writing the alphabets or the letters. We're just going to follow the patterns written on the flashcards on the pad paper. We're going to practice the capital letter and the small letter. Now I'm going to write down the broken lines of letter A on the pad paper. You're just going to write it on a straight line first, all capital letters. Once you're done, you can now ask your little one or kindergarten to trace those broken lines. Let's also practice writing the small letter A. Same thing that we're going to do is to copy the pattern on the pad paper. I'm just writing down several small letter A patterns here. You can actually make one whole sheet of small letters pattern and capital letter A patterns. After that one, you explain to your child how is it done, then let him or her trace the pattern that you made. Let's dive into step number 3, and that is writing the numbers. Same thing that we've done earlier. We're going to make some broken line patterns that our child is going to trace it later on. So I'm just going to follow the arrows here from the flashcards and just transfer it on the paper. Now that you're done with the patterns, now you can ask your child to trace those patterns that you made on the paper. You're just going to do the same thing for the following numbers, like number 2, 3, 4, 5, and the rest of the numbers. Just make a pattern, broken lines, and let your child trace these broken lines. You can also use markers in order to trace this pattern on the flashcards. But personally, I prefer writing it down on the pad paper. The 4th step is having an alphabet and number workbook. This is the workbook that my son used before he entered the kindergarten. We would practice the capital letter and small letter and some patterns there. Some vocabularies, also coloring activities. Before is to practice writing his name, and after that one, we jump to 1 alphabet per day. We practice writing the capital letter and small letter of these alphabets. Let's check also this number workbook. This is also the material that I used when we were practicing writing numbers with my kindergarten son. We also practice coloring, some activities there. I would highly suggest that you prepare your child writing his name, the alphabets, and numbers before entering kindergarten. Let me show you some of the modules that my first son had when he was in kindergarten. This was the first module, and you can see his writing. It's not that good before, but because of the continuous practice even after class, it improved a lot. This is his handwriting after he finished kindergarten. You can see that it has improved a lot. It's now legible, and he pays attention on the lines. That's why it's very neat to look at. He also received an award, and this is Best in Writing. Those are the few steps that I implemented while he was studying kindergarten that improved his writing skill.